Here we're going to look at a couple more Jewish arguments against Paul's gospel. They came up with 3 more arguments. If we believe Paul, then 1, God is unfair. 2, if we believe Paul, God can't blame us for our behavior. 3, if we believe God, then God is ignoring all of our effort, all of our hard work to do good, and is rewarding people that have made no effort to be good. Here's the first argument that God is unjust. Romans 9:14. What then shall we say? God is unjust? Not at all. Romans 9:15. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I have compassion on whom I have compassion. At first I thought, okay, that makes me feel better. Now I know why God's not unjust. Eventually it dawned on me what he was saying. Let me give you a story that kind of may put it in perspective. Once there was a kid that was poor, and he went to a shop, and the shop had this beautiful hand-carved boat, and the kid really wanted that boat. So he did odd jobs around the city and tried to earn a little money. And after a year of working really hard, he goes into the shop and puts down a couple dollars and asks if that's enough to buy the boat. Now the store owner knew how much he had been working for the boat, and even though that was nowhere near enough money to buy the boat, the store owner said, okay, that's enough, here's the boat. The kid started showing the boat around, and one of the kids in the neighborhood said, hey, I'd like to get a boat like that. How much did you pay for it? So the kid tells him. So that kid goes to the store, slaps the money on the counter, and says, I want a boat just like that. The question is, does the store owner owe the new kid a boat like that for the same amount of money? And the answer is no. When you give somebody a gift or do somebody a favor, that doesn't mean that that's a requirement to give that gift to everybody else or to do everybody else the same favor. And I think that's what Moses is saying here. You know, if God does somebody a favor, if he shows mercy to somebody, that doesn't mean he has to show mercy to everybody else. Romans 9:19. One of you will say to me, then why does God still blame us? For who is able to resist his will? What they're criticizing, I think, is Paul keeps saying that nobody can earn the right to go to heaven, that we all fall short of God's glory. So the Jews were saying, well, wait a minute. If you're correct, and no man can always please God, then God made us that way. And if he made us that way, then how can he blame us? I mean, if he made us so that we are incapable of pleasing him, and we're incapable of living perfect lives, then he shouldn't blame us because he made us that way. Romans 9:21. Does not the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay some pottery for special purposes and some for common use? There are two types of pottery. Special purposes, that's the good stuff. And common use is another phrase for urinals. In other words, God has made everybody with a purpose, and that's his right. I think what isn't being said here is that Paul is saying that whatever you were designed to be, that's what you need to be. If you were designed to hold water, then you need to hold water as well as you can. If you were designed as a cooking pot, then you need to do that as well as you can. But everybody, no matter how they were designed, has the ability to repent and turn to God. Romans 9:30-31. What then shall we say? That the Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness have attained it, a righteousness that is by faith? But the people of Israel who pursued the law as way of righteousness have not attained the goal. So what they're criticizing, they're saying, hey, wait a minute, Paul. If what you're saying is true, the Jews have been following the law. They've been following the law for 1,000 years. They've been trying to do the right thing. And you're saying they failed. But the Gentiles who could care less have not been trying to do it. They got righteous? They're considered righteous? How is this fair? Romans 9:31-32. But the people of Israel who pursued the law as the way of righteousness have not obtained their goal. Why not? Because they pursued it not by faith, but as it were by works. They stumbled over the stumbling stone. So what he's saying is, they were doing it as a reward system. Look how good I am. I'm better than you. I do a better job of following the law. And what he says is, you got to realize that everybody falls, everybody fails. And so if you're going to be declared righteous, it has to be by God.